Hi. Question. Would Doomguy fight Sephiroth with a gun or with the crucible? No, wait a sec, that's not how I usually start. What if one winged angel from Final Fantasy VII sounded like something out of the Doom Eternal soundtrack? Well, now there's an answer, because I, Geoffrey Day, have read so many comments asking me to do it that I knew it was time. The world needs a one-winged angel Doom-style cover. Look, even if you don't usually, I totally understand if you skip to the song using the timestamp below, but I do hope you come back to find out about the cool gear I bought, or maybe who I found to sing the lyrics. It's a good time, trust me. Because look at this f***ing thumbnail art! Kina, you are so talented, sometimes it terrifies me. Her social media links are in the description, so go say hi. Okay, folks. 7 seconds until the start of this production journey. You've been waiting patiently, I've been delaying the inevitable, so let's dive right into this thing. Now, before we talk about Nobuo Uematsu, I want to bring up a couple of things about Sephiroth, the character. First of all, he is hella overpowered in Smash. And I know that because I am an elite tier Smash player. I'm changing the island tune, lady! Go! Okay, more like plays with the Joy-Cons tier, but I see the potential. Second, Sephiroth with short hair is basically young Dante from Devil May Cry, am I seeing that right? Like if he didn't care about shaving or beautiful man eyelashes. Or perhaps like an alt Levi Ackerman skin, maybe? And last, there is so much cosplay of Sephiroth, and not just your standard run-of-the-mill Sephiroth, oh no. There's Sephiroth as a terrifying woman, Sephiroth with sunglasses on, Sephiroth as the lead singer of AFI, the Sephiroth from my childhood, and, stripper Sephiroth. One could say, stripper-roth. Yeah, that's real. So, obviously, the next thing I did was Google sexy Sephiroth, and yeah, okay, we gotta start a song. There's a really good video from Polygon where Nobuo Uematsu talks about his approach to One-Winged Angel. What's really interesting is that he was already thinking about rock music when he started writing, and yet at the same time he wanted to ignore all of the structural tropes of rock music and make an arrangement that jumped around to be more unique. So unique, in fact, that he never used that technique again. And then at the end of the video, he admits that he wrote difficult semitone melodies for the choir, which, yes, he definitely did. And also, I think it's a good segue into something I can't stop thinking about. It's amazing to me that One-Winged Angel's lyrics don't sound super lame when they say, instead of just implying it's Sephiroth with the lyrics. Like, imagine if John Cena was the antagonist instead of Sephiroth. The song would probably sound like, Thank you, Paul Lewis, for a little help on that one. I have to admit, Final Fantasy Doom covers are always the hardest for me. But despite that orchestral music and argent metal mixed like oil and water, I feel pretty good knowing that Uematsu had the loud and scary stuff in mind for this. Actually, I think it'll work. And guys, I have to admit something else. I kind of went shopping in preparation for this video. Shortly after my Cyberpunk video, I drank too many alcohols and told myself I had to buy a Metasonics audio unit for the next song. These things are haunting my dreams. Mick Gordon has a few, David Levy has a few, even Andrew Wong has one. The problem is they basically don't exist on the market anymore, and that sucks, because that's where a huge amount of the gnarly Doom distortion stuff comes from, these actual units. So I tried, but since the only listing I could track down was not shipping to the US, I just cried a little bit, and then drunk me said, screw it, I'm gonna make a baby Euro rack anyway. Let me show you what I got. This is a Polyvox PM2 modular synthesizer. It's the tiny version of the old Soviet synth from the 80s that Mick Gordon has in his studio. It sounds, well, like the 80s, so I mostly use it in conjunction with other stuff at the moment. Over here, we've got an oscillator with a vacuum tube attached to it, which just makes a bunch of noise. And over here is a distortion unit powered by a xenon tube, which makes plasma. The plasma thing sounds fuzzy and crackly, as opposed to the hot and crunchy sound of one of those regular vacuum tubes. I showed this one in a previous video because I used it to demonstrate how tubes work, but in reality it's basically a fancy delay pedal. The tube just lets me change the tone more if I want. Future Music Magazine did a 3-part series with electronic group Noisia, and one part that stuck out to me was this.
The most important thing is to press record. What you're doing is just making something, and then without control of what's happening, just tweaking until you find something that sounds nice.
So that's what I did with my little baby hardware. I got some pretty cool stuff, actually. Well, dang, we're talking about production now, so maybe I should just show the title card for the next section, yeah? Alright, I have an arrangement here. It's going to be the exact same arrangement as the original because, well, that original arrangement is iconic and changing that along with everything else would probably be too much. I did add a single drum fill though, please forgive me. Of course, this song would not be the same without a choir. So I made some phone calls and tracked down a few people to help me. Here we have Greg and Sarah, who are not making gaming YouTube content. We have Resfoina, we have the Broadway Saiyan, we have Jin Lee, and we have Alex Mukala, an absolute powerhouse of Final Fantasy music. And together they sound
Est quans interis ira vehementi, est quans interis ira vehementi, Sephiroth!
It is a little too clean for Doom, though. So I added a couple of demonic layers by pitching down my own voice.
Est quans interis ira vehementi, Sephiroth!
Pretty cool, huh? I told you I went shopping, and one more thing was in my cart. It was this drum library called Death and Darkness, which is so perfect. The name is awesome, the drum sounds are awesome, Superior Drummer 3 is awesome. I am really, really happy with how these drums are turning out. This was a good purchase. Okay, just laid down the guitar and bass parts, and there isn't really much to say about them. It's pretty standard stuff. Some riffing here, some chugging there, you know, it sounds like metal. Although, I did put some tape on my guitar to deal with the resonant noise, and it actually makes some pretty cool sounds if you just play where the tape is. When I did Dancing Mad a few videos ago, I liked it, but to me it felt like the electronic parts didn't have the right texture. They were too clean. But since then, I've gotten really handy with convolution. Let's go back to that Noisia video for a second.
This weird little impulse that I made is processing these drums. Your ears are saying that this is one object. I guess it's very similar when people use cabinet models and stuff for guitars or putting drums through cabinet models. It's this similar kind of idea. It gets this physical sensation of coming out of a speaker.
It's absolutely murdering my CPU, but doing convolution on drums and texture sounds is turning out real nice. It makes stuff feel a little more microphone and less straight from computer to speaker. Remember all those noises I made with my hardware from earlier? Well, it's time to get all those chopped up. And we can't forget the whooshy buildups. And we definitely cannot forget the bell. That is iconic, but we gotta make it nasty. Okay, we have a zillion tracks in this project and my computer struggles to even start playing the song. I think we're basically done. I'm gonna go read a book real quick and then I'll be back to play the finished product.
This one's called Doom Eternal. Chapter 1. A man woke up to a ruckus outside and he did not appreciate it one bit.
Alright, I'm back, and it's the time you've been waiting for. Without further ado, One Winged Angel in the style of Doom Eternal. Enjoy! So, did it come out alright? Leave a comment and let me know. Ask your friends and see what they think too, I like mixed opinions. The deep dive video and stem files will be available within a day or so of this video being released. Just check back tomorrow or the day after to pick that up, or, even better, follow me on social media because I'll be keeping everyone up to date there. I did another Final Fantasy VII Doom style cover not long ago, so check that out too, it's linked below. This song is streamable on SoundCloud now, and will soon be up on Spotify and Apple Music as the usual delays apply. As always, you can get a free download of this song over on Bandcamp with the option to pay whatever you want, but it's never required. Big thanks again to 40, Rez, Jin, Greg, Sarah, and Alex for their help with the vocals. This was one hell of a project and I hope you like it as much as I do. I'll be releasing my schedule for the next few videos on social media very soon, but until then, I've been Geoffrey Day, you've been wonderful as always, and I hope to see you back for the next one. See ya!